What's going on? This is Lawrence D. Adams, and we are back again for another day for another viewer request. VTO, how are you doing today? It's snowing here where I'm at. I mean, snowing. Let me know you're here in the chat room as we get started today. Let me know that you are here in the chat room. Let me know today that you are here. Let me know you're here in the chat room. Put something in the chat room to let me know what's going on, bro. What's up? Salute, what's going on? We are live today. Get that lunchtime fire game. What's going on, Dante? What's going on, Joe Laz? What's going on? Quentin. Salute to everybody that you enjoyed yesterday's live stream. It was on point. Yo, man, it is so on point, man. It's crazy, but you hear right now, we're live right now. As you can see, this is the real Lawrence D. Adams, and I'm here, man. Today is another viewer request. I want to say shout out to everyone. What's going on, Trav? What's going on? Hey, Trav, I'll send you the link right now. But yeah, definitely what's going on. We're here live right now with Lawrence, the only Adams there is, Lawrence D. Adams. And we are here right now. And let's get this party started right now. Crazy, because you know what's up? It is snowing like cats and dogs here. If you can see out my window, it's like tons of snow outside. And man, it is crazy here, man. I woke up and went to bed last night. It was completely no snow. Now it's snow out. That was snow out there. Well, let's get this 12:30 hit you in the face. Time to get going stuff today. So let's talk about it there. Viewer request today. I love viewer requests. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? Because you matter as the viewer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So hit the like button while you get in, because you don't want me to cut this off and put that little music back on. Hit the like button. But we are live today. Like this new brim I got. Nice little brim. Had to pick up, match up everything. Joe, what's up, bro? Like the new brim?
Hey, yep. You already know, looking like fly ass park ranger. You know what I'm saying? Banging on these cats. Yogi Bear ain't getting shit from you.
Not today. Man, I had another viewer request video, man, and it was like, man, how do I even tackle this one? And it must, even with this one, you got to probably get some consultation with this one. But I did want to touch on it just a little bit and talk about it. And so let me make sure.
I could definitely talk about this one, bro.
This is a banger right here. So if you're at that lunchtime, get your tater chips, get your sandwich together. If you where I'm at is cold, you might want to get that hot soup and salad. Get that coffee brewed. Tell them in the background to hold up, Mr. L. Oh, that's my old name back in the day. Lawrence D. Adams, LDA is in the building. So let's get this crack-a-lack, and let me get the question up on the screen right quick. Okay. It says, how do you reverse being raised by strong women and weak men? What's going on, kids? What's going on? Whoa, this is a great topic. Yeah, man, it's a great topic. Yeah. What's going on? It's about healing on a micro level. Yeah, LD, what's going on? Yeah, this was what's going on? What's up? So yeah. So you at that lunchtime? Tell your other. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Tell your other people that's around you to tune in too. Say, hey, I want you to check out this guy with this hat on and this other guy with the red on. He's in Cali. He got sunshine. I'm in the snow. So you know it's gonna be nothing but a great flow. So you might want to check out. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, we are here. So yeah. So how do you reverse being raised by a strong women and weak men? Oh, you got something right there, string.
Yeah, I'm trying to get hold of it real quick. Get that. Boom.
You got it.
Oh, there we go. Now I got to fix it. There we go.
Yeah. How do you reverse this? So this was a good question. The question was actually longer, but I condensed it so it can be palatable for our YouTube. So let's talk about it, man. How do you reverse that?
Well, this is very prevalent in the Black community, because of Willie Lynch and all that. So I would say personally, you have to disassociate on certain things from the women, even though if they're now real quick, when you say strong, what is the definition of a strong woman and a weak man?
Okay, so that's good you asked that, because I define this a lot on my Facebook and people get a little upset. So when I mean strong, a lot of times when it's used, it's talking about a woman who is strong in her masculinity and not strong in her femininity. Okay. Now, when I'm talking about weak men, I'm talking about men who are either passive or who are not strong in or they're weak in their masculinity. So we have so that's what we're talking about. So when I hear strong, I want you women to get in here. Well, he's bashing us. No, what I am saying is when a woman is strong in her masculinity and a man is weak in his masculinity. So there's our balance right there. And it is, like you said, it's prevalent in the Black community.
Yeah. So we're going with that definition. I think the first thing, I mean, it's easier now, but the first thing is you have to find strong male mentors. And with YouTube and stuff, it's easier than ever now. I mean, you have to basically admit, hey, I was raised in this situation. A lot of times what will happen is strong women will emasculate their sons.
Oh,
and it's like, I don't know what that is, but I see so many times women will date or marry or have sex with and have children with this alpha guy that's super strong, like all this stuff. But then they raise their sons and their sons are wimps because they want to protect their sons from being hurt and have a sense of control over their sons.
That's right.
I think, my mom even did that with me to a certain extent when, my father passed away. So with that said, you have to be like, hey, this is my situation. And you have to be trying to find strong men, whether it's in person, whether it's on YouTube or whatever. And you need to see why they're strong through osmosis. You need to listen to what they say, see their viewpoints, ask them questions, see how they live their life, and model yourself after that. And you have to know at times when you need to push your mom away, that strong woman away. Because when men get strong, a lot of times, there's going to be a time where women are going to try to hold you back out of control. It's not personal, but they don't want you to be hurt. If you go out the house, now the house is more empty. And they want things for themselves selfishly, which is to a certain extent, okay, I get that. But all men have to go through a rite of passage and get off the teat of the mom.
Yeah, that's the point. So what we happened, like you said, I was listening to a great teacher yesterday, so I got to sort of channel his energy that he had because he was teaching at the stratosphere. So I got to up my game now. So let me go over the definition again. When we're talking about strong women, we're not talking about women who are strong. We're talking about women who are strong in their masculinity, and we're talking about men who are weak in their masculinity. So what happens is I did a radio show years ago, and it says the emasculation of the male soul. And so what happens is we have a lot of women purposely or unpurposely who emasculate their sons because they have issues with their father or men in general. And so they inadvertently neuter him so that he's not, because of her hatred or dislike for men. And so what happens is we have a lot of men who have been neutered in the community. And so what happened is, how do we change this? Because we're all about solutions here. We change this by first what Trav says, you must acknowledge it that this has taken place in your life. You have to look the man in the mirror, Michael Jackson, and say, that is me. If you do not do that, many times, like the teacher was saying yesterday, Everybody comes into this world with a mask on. We just got to go back and take the mask off and remember who we are.
Mm-hmm.
You were never, let me speak to the person who initiated this. You were never designed to be masculine. You were never designed to be effeminate. You were never designed for you to be put down as a man. And when that happens, you know inside of you, something inside you say, this ain't right.
Yeah. Especially with this feminist movement, bro. Just keeping it real. Feminism doesn't work. I mean, look at like a lot of these wars we win and all that. It was won because of masculinity, not because of feminism. Right. Who is out there protecting us? It's not the women on the front lines on average. It's the men on the front lines on average. You know what I mean? So there's things you need to know about your place in life. Like for example, the thing that I will say, and a lot of women take this to offense, is I say this: if I make more money than you, I'm providing more, we're equal on the sex part, and if someone comes into the house, I have to put my life on the line first to defend us, I'm the prize, not you. Period. No end of the discussion, or end of the discussion. It's not to say you don't have value, but I have more. And that's just a fact. And people will say that's sexist or whatever. No, it's truth. And sometimes you have to understand that in this world, to be a strong man, you're going to be called misogynist. You're going to be called chauvinistic. You're going to be called toxic. But guess what? Women tend to date and fuck these guys more, even though they don't like what they say.
That's right. So that's why it's so important. So how do you reverse this? The first step that you do to reverse this, what's going on, Babe C, what's going on? Joe Blast, I know it was you. You were the one, you were your request for this. Tim, what's going on? Anybody else is in there, please let me know you're in the chat room, because we are definitely going to talk about it. So let's say this. So how do you reverse it? The first step, as we're talking about this, is that you must at all costs admit that that is you. Once you admit that it is you, then you go on the next step, is you address the issue. Yes, I have been emasculated by the strong women inside of my community, mother, aunts, sisters, whoever it was. You have to face that issue. I will say, go to a therapist. The next thing I will say is, you need to say, how do I get to the next level? The next level is this. Is you face it head on, but you realize, as Trav said, you find some kind of masculine, and then I'm not talking about uber masculine or toxic masculinity, which I don't like that term, but you don't find men who are too far gone to the left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because what happens is you start trying to fill a void. You try to fill a void with something because you're lacking it.
Yeah.
And so you go way to the left, and you will secretly start hating women. Yeah. Because of what women did to you in the past. And then you're wondering why your relationships with women are failing.
Yeah.
I know I'm hitting it hard, but I have to, because it's 12:45.
No, and I agree, and I'll admit too, like, I'm not perfect. Like, I have some of those thoughts at times. Like, I have issues with women and anger issues at times, and I'm working on that. And everything is about accountability. You know what I mean? And you're always going to be accountable and always have to work on something. I mean, I was a weak man at one point, but I realized why I was. And I was like, okay, it's because I'm not doing this. This wasn't taught to me. My family was more about being smart, being educated, because a lot of, and with the black community and stuff, is we got to fight through education, and we don't want to be the typical athlete and this and this. We want to do that, which is fine. But sometimes I notice in this day and age, we want our kids to be so book smart that we forget the basics. And I felt like the basics weren't taught to me, like protection, defending yourself, being an athlete, taking care of your body and all that, which is just as important as the book smart. So once I realized like that's what was going on, I put myself in my own boot camp, lost weight, martial arts, weightlifting, things that scared me on purpose, I would do. Hey, I'm scared to do that, so I'm going to do that. When I did martial arts, that guy's a black belt. I got to fight him, not the white belt. And you have to put yourself through your own rites of passage. Like, bruh, to be a man in certain African tribes, you have to kill a lion. They tell you, we're going to give you the tools, we're going to give you the training. You got to go out and kill that lion. If you don't kill that lion, you're not a man. Don't come back.
You said something right there. Most men said that the tribesmen put the younger men and tell them you have to kill a lion. Most men have never killed or faced the lion that they need to kill. It might be that's a physical lion that they're talking about killing, but you have not faced the lion in your life that you need to kill. Let me give a story. So it was this guy who went to this practitioner and he said, I kept having this dream. Actually, he was a pastor. He said, I kept having this dream about a lion. Why do you keep having this dream about this lion? He said, I don't know. Every time I wake up, he's right there in my face. So what the pastor said, all I want you to do is when you go back to sleep the next night, I want you to go and face the lion in your dream and ask him, what does he want? So the guy said, what? You can do that? I said, yeah, you can do that. So he goes back to sleep. He goes the next day, he goes to sleep. And the lion shows up again. So finally, he faces the lion that was torturing him in his sleep. And when he asked the lion in his sleep, why are you here? He said, I am you.
Right.
I am you. I am you. So what happens is, as Trav says, rite of passages, what happens is we may always make an analogies of lifting weights. So you have to build your masculine muscle by doing things, saying things, being in the circle around men who don't take BS, men who will cut you and not even think about you, men who would tell you, yo, that ain't right. Because what happens when you've been in a circle around a group, when women have emasculating you, regardless of how bad they beat down on you, there's a place of comfort in that because they are women.
Yeah. And
so what you have to do, you need to face the lion that's inside of you.
Fact.
This is we're not here to play no games with you. We're not here to play games. You need to face the lion. You need to build your masculine muscle. How do you do that? Do reps.
Fact.
By rep. When you do reps, Trav, because you lift weights and I didn't go to the weight room today, it's no real bad, so forgive me. I could have did something at home and I didn't do it. Mm-hmm. But when you do reps, what happens to your body? When you first start doing reps.
Okay, this is good. So when you first start doing reps, when you first start hitting the gym, you're going to be sore after the first time or the first times. You're going to be sore because you're doing something you haven't done, right? But what happens is to get that, you get a lactic acid buildup. The lactic acid buildup is what affects your muscles and makes you sore. Do you know how you get the soreness out? You get it out through working out again. That's the only way you get it out. You have to keep working out to where your body gets used to it and it flushes that lactic acid out. If you want to use that analogy, it's the same thing with life and reps. And I think it's because people don't compete enough. When you first start doing something, you're going to probably get your ass kicked because you don't know. You don't have the experience. You've never done it. And in that period where you feel that initial pain or that initial discomfort, 95 to 99% of people quit because they don't want to fight through the pain. But what happens is through reps, like with your muscles get used to it and they harden up and they expand. So with reps of going through these hard moments, these rite of passage moments, your man muscles harden up and get bigger. And then what happens is once you get to a certain point where you hit a flow because you've done it consistent enough, the effects go from going up a little bit to the Bezier curve goes up a lot more. And then you get the exponential results. And once you hit that point, it's a clear that most men don't hit. When you hit that clear, where you realize that you're tapping into your masculinity, the world becomes fun, bro.
You froze up. You're definitely right. It becomes fun because the energy inside of you begins to change. And who recognizes this first is women, but men recognize it too. Like, oh, he's nothing to play with. Now let's talk, since we talk about reversing, we also, because I got women who watch, have to deal with the women who emasculate men. So what happens is they have to be pushed back into their femininity.
Yeah.
And what happens is when she runs across a man who has been doing the reps in his masculine frame and in masculinity, not just physical things, but mentally, we're talking about her. She has one or two options. She's either going to fight you or she's going to back down.
Yeah.
And that's what they see. Two masculine, when one's trying to be posed as a masculine and the other one is a masculine, the imposter has to go off stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They can't stay on the same stage.
Well, I will say this too, though, and it is partly, women's fault, but it's men's fault too. A lot of women have to be masculine because there's so many feminine men. So when women get masculine and they're around a man, unless it's like from a place of narcissism or entitlement, they're acting like that because they see you and say, he's not masculine enough to lead, so I have to do the leading because somebody has to do it. But they don't want to do it. They want you to do it. Now, I will say this, and this is one thing I don't like. Women will have a man that's masculine and want him to lead, but then at the same time won't let him lead because they want control. And that's the thing that'll piss me off. And I'm sorry, we were just talking about this on Offie shit. Black women are the worst at that. But it's because
Come on, man.
It's because of Willie Lynch syndrome. Because Willie Lynch said to control black people, you have to take the strongest males, beat the shit out of them, and break them in front of the women so that the women decide that they have to run the house to protect the young. And that's been happening for over 300 years in the black community. So that's what makes it worse. But if you're going to be a masculine man, I'm going to be real. In this day and age, there's going to be a lot of women that don't like you because they can't control you.
I feel like I need a cash app on just that. I feel a cash app needs to happen right there. A lot of women will not like you because they can't control you. They're used to trying to control you with what's between their legs, and they think that they're smarter and more intelligent than you, and you are beneath them. So when they find out that you are not the one, guess what happens they have to do? Either they have to go with the program or they're going to find a weak beta man who will.
Women will do this a lot too. They will be with the strong man, then not like being with the strong man. Leave the strong man, be with the weak man, but then keep the strong man on the side for when they want them strong man moments.
They're not ready for this. They
want to have their cake and eat it too.
No. That's so true. I'm telling y'all better hit this Cash App and hit that PayPal, whatever you need to do. You need to participate in this. You need to connect with this, especially you, Joe Blacks. You asked for this, man. You need to hit that. My wrist would be going zing, 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 zing. Y'all need to be hitting because this is where the rubber hits the road right here with this video. I have a video I've been trying to upload for the past 2 days, Trav. I've been trying to upload for the past 2 days. And guess what it deals with? It deals with before you take the next step with her, you might want to watch this video. And know what it talks about? It deals with if you don't ask the right questions about her mother and her relationship, it would affect you in your relationship.
Yeah.
So we gonna go. I get the video. It's like it's taking the longest to upload. I'm like, why is that? I don't understand. This is crazy. But you please understand. So we have a lot of dysfunctionality inside of the community that needs to be dealt with. So to reverse it, you must amend it. Second of all, you must look at how to build your reps in masculinity. Please do not listen to everyone that's on these YouTube streets. Listen to someone who's giving you truth, but who also resonates with you, because there's a lot of guys who are posing as masculine, or who are saying I'm always masculine, and they are the most feminine ones of all. So you got to realize what you a lion knows another lion. Like, oh yeah, that's a lion. I'm cool. Okay, he's over there. I'm over here. We cool. Only person that gets intimidated by another lion is the prey.
That's very true. And the thing is, being a masculine man, you're going to take more licks than a non-masculine man. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be masculine, you're going to be like Peebo Bryson and feeling the fire, bro. Like, like you're gonna have more knives put in your back. You're going to have more targets on your head. It pays the cost to be the boss. They did studies and they say that when they looked at the cortisol levels of alpha males and different animals, they had more stress than the beta males. Now, why is that? Because they're taking on the challenges head on and dealing with it. So that's why it pays the cost to be the boss.
Pays the cost, James Brown pays the cost to be the boss.
Cost to be the boss, bro. You have to decide. Like for example, I'll just give my when I'm with a woman, what my idea of masculinity is. Mm-hmm. So when I'm with a woman, she's my number one priority at all times. Now, why do I say that? Because I have to watch her and take care of her. If we have danger come our way, I need to be, a protector. I do martial arts. I go to a gym with UFC fighters, and I'm actually going to try to see if I can get into the UFC, because I am going to do MMA. And they want me to do it. So COVID just kind of messed that up. So I do that. I'm very smart and articulate. I study a lot. I'm very well-spoken, very book smart. I do both sides. I try to plan everything. I try to be as empathetic as possible to women that I'm around as far as what I do with that. But because of that, I demand respect. And if I don't get respect, you're out. So you let me know, LJ, you can continue, but that's kind of like the
that's the truth. Because what I do is, like, if a young lady that I'm dealing with, I actually come over to the house. From that point where she says she's coming to my house, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody, man. I can't speak for any other content creator, because that's their platform. For me and my house, when you come into my house, I am responsible for everything that takes place inside of this house. To the moment you get back to where you need to let me know I'm back to where I'm at. You know why? Because that's how I show you that I'm responsible, but I'm protecting you. But also, like you said, I do not refuse to tolerate disrespect on any level. I will put you on ice, and you'll wonder why you're wearing a winter coat in the summertime, because I'm not dealing with disrespect. Have I dealt with disrespect in the past? Yes, I have. I've not got here by just osmosis. I'm just born into this. No, I had to actually work on me, but I will not tolerate any disrespect. See, that's one of the muscles you have to build as a man in your masculinity. You don't tolerate disrespect, and you say what you think. Too many men are cow-tonguing and don't want to say how they really feel. A woman will respect you more. People will respect you more. Like, no, man, I ain't down with that. Versus like, oh man, it's okay. I guess I can't do that. You like Gomer Pyle around here. We don't need any more Gomer Pyles. We need men who are going to tell it like it is, when right is right and when wrong is wrong. Plain and simple. So to reverse it, and let me say this, because this is right here. It's sitting right here. To reverse this, you will have an opportunity to face whoever emasculated you one way or another.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to deal with, you're going to have to say, hey, mom, I appreciate you because I brought you in this world and could take you out. Okay, that's cool. But don't do that to me. You're going to have to face your accuser. You're going to have to do it. Why you got to face your accuser? Because that's going to be the moment that you can heal completely from it. Until you put her in the proper place in your life, you're always going to have that shadow in the back of you following you, looking where you at, because you haven't dealt with the real person who was really emasculating you since a kid. You will have to confront them. Once you confront them and they respect you, your whole dynamic will begin to change. Y'all in the chat room, don't go to sleep now. Y'all better wake up. I'm telling you, man, y'all on my time. It's one-on-one over here. It's knowing. You better tell me, y'all in the chat room. This is good. You better let me know in the chat room. Let me know what you say. What you say about that, Trav?
No, it's complete fact. I mean, there were times like there's going to be times where you have to rock the boat and go it alone and stand on your own 2 feet. Like Dave Chappelle, what do you call it? Dave Chappelle did that with him. Like he didn't want to. He was going to get the big contract with Hollywood, but he didn't like how he was going to get it. He didn't want to just get the money. He wanted to also have the dynamics. So they weren't giving it to him. He knew his worth as a man, and he said, I don't need this. I'm going to walk away. He walked away for 10 years. Now Netflix came to him and gave him bigger chips and all what he wants. So he stood on his principle for 10 years. And on that 10th year, he got rewarded for it. Yep. That's a man right there.
And he just told somebody to take his Dave Chappelle show off.
Yeah, that's a man right there.
Yeah. So somebody's messaging me right now. Joe, so the one you're talking about passed away. So what you have to do, she might have passed away, or the one who did it may have passed away. What you have to do is you're going to have to write a Dear John letter. You got to sit down and write a letter to that person and tell them how you feel. But they did. They already had a funeral. You have to sit down because you got to get that out of you. I'm not a certified therapist. I do condone. I have therapists that I talk to. You need to talk to a therapist, but I'm telling you what to do now. Write down how you really feel and tell them, I don't appreciate what you did. I felt this kind of way. I didn't like this, and I'm tired of it. Don't bother me anymore. When you do that, I'm telling you, you're going the sense of completion and healing on another level. Yeah. You still got to confront that, because even though they're dead in the ground, they're still alive inside of you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make me bring out my preacher voice. Oh! They're still alive inside of you.
LD Jakes.
They're still alive. Get up. Get up.
Yeah.
Get up.
Like with me, right? Like, I dealt with years of, when I was younger, I got bullied by older kids, like kids who were 2 to 4.5 years older. You know what I mean? And I called later in life, like I called or talked to both, all the parties involved. And I spoke my mind, and I said, I'm 30-some years old. I've moved past that, but at the same time, I thought about how that affected my life for years. And you did this, you did that. I don't appreciate what happened. You don't have excuses for what you did, so I don't want to hear it. I just don't want communication with you for the rest of my life, because these were people that are trying to hit me up on social media, and they're all proud of me. But I'm like, you used to give me shit growing up. And I'm like, look, don't contact me again, but I'm going to send you my number. If you want to meet up and fight, we can do that. Other than that, don't contact me unless you want to fade. All of them declined.
Why did it decline?
Because we're adults now at an even playing field, because they were cowards, and now that they have to actually be men, they can't do that. Whereas I can be that, and some of them even admit, I know you kick my ass now. It's like, exactly, bro. So you got to just face that fear and move on and get it out. And you have to be willing to even lose friendships or even have disagreements with family. I'm willing to not talk to family over my principles, because I felt like when I was younger, I was trying to be too much of a politician because, we're family, we're friends. No, fuck that. Because family and friends aren't going to do some of those activities. So you got to be willing to go it alone. You got to be willing, if you're a strong man on your principles, some women aren't going to like you, bro, because they don't like strong men. I get women that I'll meet. First date goes good. We're hanging out. We're kissing. We're messing around the car the first time I meet them. But I know sometimes they ghost me because it's too much, because they know this is a strong man. I can't handle it. It's just a part of the game, bro. Just don't think because you're a strong man that everything comes to you. No, you're going to have BS whether you're strong or whether you're weak. So do you want to deal with the BS and have integrity, or do you want to deal with the BS and also sell your integrity? That's a choice you have to make.
Because you have to be, I'm echoing. You have to be authentic in who you are at the end of the day. Like the master teacher was saying, this master teacher that I know, let me say that correctly, said, we come into this world knowing who we are, but then we allow society to put a mask on us, and so that we forget who we are.
Dog, you just said everything right there. Oh, that was it. That's it.
Yeah, he said that yesterday. I was like, I couldn't rewind him because he was gone. You know what I mean? He was teaching. He said, we come into this world knowing fully who we are, but society says, here, Trav, here, LDA, put this mask on. This is who you are. And you forget who you are. And now somebody says, well, put this mask on. And now somebody emasculate. No, you didn't put on this mask. So you're caked on with a bunch of masks, and you're not fully who you are. You are not facing the true authentic self, and you're dying inside because you're longing to be who you really are. Stop hiding. I'm talking to somebody in the closet, and come out and be who you are.
That's what you were made to be here to do anyway. You got to understand that you're about it. We're crabs in a bucket, whether you want it or not, even when you want to realize it or not, even with friends and family. And they're going to be the worst, because I've noticed that every time I try to level up, strangers will be more supportive than family and friends, because your family and friends, since you're so close to people, they put their limitations and their limiting beliefs on you because you're around them. Oh, he's around me, so he can't be this, he can't be that. You know what I'm saying? And you could be cool with people for years, but you're not at your full masculine. Once you hit your full masculine, they turn on you because they're like, this guy passed me up, or he's doing something I can't do, or who the hell does he think he is? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You're right.
You got to do that, bruh. Because the thing is my best friend is the truth. No woman, no man. It's the truth. And when the truth shall set you free.
Right.
Whereas women and men will set you up.
Right. That's right. Now I know some of y'all on different sectors as far as with religion and everything like that, but you brought up a scripture that I had to look up, because I can bring up scripture because this is my freaking channel. Yeah. So I do what I want. Mark 11, Mark 16, Mark 6:4. A prophet is without honor in his own hometown. What does that mean, LDA?
Wait, that's a scripture, bro?
Mark 6:4. Jesus told, let me they just say bring my
dog. I'm putting that up on social media. That's excellent right there.
Let me get can I bring my preacher voice out?
Do it.
All right, let me bring my preacher voice.
Mark what?
Mark 6:4. Okay. And we're going to go right into the New King James translation here. It says, but Jesus, read please. Jesus said, a prophet is without honor except in his own hometown.
Dude.
His own relatives and own house. Let me read it one more time for those in the back of the church who just snuck in from the club. It says, a prophet is not without honor except in his own country, amongst his relatives and his own hometown. So what does that say? Break it down, brother.
Bruh, the hate is biblical. Dog, hate and people hating on you leveling up has been through the test of time. Like, bruh, Jesus was the perfect man and they killed his ass.
I'm just saying,
none of us is Jesus, bruh. So you think you ain't gonna deal with no shit if Jesus dealt with shit?
I'm just saying that you will not receive people. See, they didn't recognize him as the prophet. They recognized him as Joseph and Mary's son. So many times people don't recognize who you really are because they're only seeing you who you used to be. So what does this apply to how do we reverse? You got to tell people, I am not who I used to be. I am who I am today.
Yeah.
So you would not receive the honor. Your family, your friends, nobody else would ever recognize who you are because they're still looking you as little LDA. Can be a little LDA. No, they don't recognize who you really are. A prophet is without honor in his own hometown. Please understand that. We might be going too deep for them. I need
We ain't going deep enough, bro.
Yeah, if you get your 12 o'clock sandwich and your soup and salad and Panera bread and Campbell's apple soup or whatever you're gonna eat, whatever, this is next level. You gotta recognize it. If Jesus himself, the Messiah, said, I can't receive honor in my own hometown because people still looking at me as little Joseph, son Jesus, they saying, who's your daddy anyway? Joseph ain't your daddy. Your mama popped up. Know what they said, Trav? Your mama popped up pregnant. And then Joseph just was stepdad and came in. That's how they still looking.
Hey, you got to do more of these like Bible quotes to make these points, bro, because you got that lane better than everybody else. That was fire right there, dog. I put that shit on my Instagram. I know it's gonna get hits.
I know. Because you know why? Because most people don't realize the thing with Jesus was, even though he was Joseph's stepson and Mary's son, he never forgot who he was because he always said, I'm always doing my father's business. Not his natural father, but his connection with the divine.
And think about what Jesus was trying to do. He was a man, bruh. He spoke the truth, went out, expressed himself, healed people, fought off the dog. And Jesus was a very kind man that was empathetic. But when the Pharisees, the money lenders, were in the temple trying to do that, Jesus was whooping ass. He said, nah. That fool was whooping their ass. Like, get the hell up out of here, bro.
He called them vipers. So think of Jesus saying vipers. He was saying, and I'm not giving the true translation of it, but if he's saying calling them vipers, they were snakes. He was really saying them MFs better get up out this house trying to steal from my father's house. He was about that life.
He was about that life.
You flip and think about them tables. Them tables, I'm assuming back then, were handmade, and you flipping tables over and whipping people up with a whip, you ain't no punk.
Yeah, imagine. And again, Jesus wasn't some damn BG how they try to make him look. Jesus was a fucking Middle Eastern or black man. He was a guy. He probably looked like me or something darker, or something like you. You know what I'm saying? Skin was of brass, our hair is of wool. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, that fool went in there and said, "Oh, y'all gonna do this? Okay, corral the tables." Like, nah, I'm whooping that ass, bro. Like, that's what men have to do.
Right. Even when people try to get at him, oh, that's what you're gonna do. All right. He always think about Jesus. Well, I don't know how we got on Jesus, but since y'all brought up the preacher, I'm classically trained.
That tight ass quote, that biblical quote. Bro.
Yeah. So y'all look, Mark 6:4. A prophet is without honor in his own home country. Let's go back to it. You will not see when you recognize who you are, because this goes to the person who asked for this. When you recognize who you are, people are not. When you recognize who you are, your past would never recognize who you are, because they still have the perception of you being the little person. It happened to me. My own family. You can't be doing that. You still little LDA. You still doing this. You know why? Because they only see me from the microcosm of how I used to be.
And that's a defense mechanism, because you leveling up is showing them what they're not doing.
Right. Because I've been called arrogant. I've been called I was arrogant, that I was a pimp, that I'm running women. I'm doing all kind of stuff. I even recall other stuff. But guess what?
What about all the shit that gets done to us? I'm out here being a player, but what about all the women that played me when I wasn't being a player, that made me realize that I kind of need to be, because women like players on average. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, Dog, I've gotten to arguments and debates with my own family at family events where I have to defend myself against all the women in the family and some of the men kissing ass. Trav, you could pay dinner on the first date. You should do that. That's a defense mechanism. Well, yeah, it is, because some women would just go out for the meal and ghost you. And then my cousin's own daughter saying, yeah, I stopped doing that right after I said that.
My point exactly. I remember I was in Atlanta and I started to get into this, and I was living in Atlanta, and I told my older cousin, I said, I don't pay for women's drinks. She was like, what? I said, no, I don't pay for women's drinks. You know why? Because I know women go to the bar and they go there to get drinks from guys and they never take it any further. So when I said I don't do it, I have to be with you, and we're going together for me to buy your drink, and we're buying drinks together if we're drinking or whatever the case may be. So I don't buy the drink. And so what happens is she's like, oh, that's not right. I said, cousin, I know that women go to the bar just to get this guy to buy a drink, buy that drink, and then dip, and never, ever get the number, never communication after that, because she got first her attention and she got her drink on. And I call them bar wenches. That's what I call them.
Dog, that should be happening a lot, bro. Like even, and see, like, women can be petty, bro. Like, even if like they like you, they can still not mess with you because they like you, but they don't like the dynamics they're in. Mm-hmm. They still want that control and that power. You know what I mean? A lot of times a woman will see a strong man and they want to break his ass down.
And guess what? When they talk about breaking somebody down, guess what happens? They have two options: open door number one or open door number two. Either you're going to submit or you're going to go out door number one. And thanks for coming to the show, because I'm not tolerate that. This is part of what we're talking today, and coming, like they saying in the church, coming around the corner right now, building your masculine muscles is you have to stand on your square. You have to stand up and be a man.
Yeah. I mean, bruh, I've had great experiences with women, but I'm going to be real. Like, if I really want to be honest, like, women have brought me more tears of sadness than tears of joy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, dog, like some of the, like, peace of mind, bro. Because when you're young and you've never had no women or nothing like that, yeah, you want to get wet and experience it. But bro, once you experience it a certain amount of times, like, I remember I was like, well, this is it, like, because it's like, yeah, I'm hidden, but then like all this stuff that I'm supposed to do to maintain it. Like, why am I doing that? And then especially too in this day and age, it's like, why is a man supposed to take care of a woman? A man is supposed to take care of a woman because she's supposed to be rare, precious, and something that's valued. So I'm really not going to do that if these women are going to say that they want to sleep around in their 20s and then settle in their 30s, because damn, bro, you're just some community pussy now. I can't covet you like you're non-community pussy when you're community pussy. I can't do that. What does that look like for me? I can't do that. And then there's all these excuses in the world, and that's all to emasculate you. Because if you are masculine, you won't take that crap.
The danger, we're coming around this corner. We got 10 minutes left. If you have any questions, you better ask questions on what we're talking about. The danger of this knowledge that we're given today is going to free some men. It's going to make other men decide to go back into their turtle shell, and other men are going to say, that's me. You got to decide if you're going to say, I'm going to take this medicine that's being given right now, because I didn't like castor oil and I had to get it when I was younger. You got to take it, or you're going to go back into your shell, come back 10 years later and talk to me, and you're dealing with the same issues. We are not here to play games. We're not here to sugarcoat anything, but I'm telling you right now, this is your wake-up call. Let me say it this way. I've said this many times. I am just your future self talking to your present self about your present issues.
Hey, real quick. So put up what Tisha said, because okay, so she said, and she probably means well by this, but I want to touch on it. So she said, with everything you guys just described about those type of women, they seem to be descriptions of low value women. Now, I'm not going to disagree with you, but here's the thing I noticed. When we talk about what men do, people don't really like defend what men do wrong. People would just be like, yeah, men do that. But I noticed when you bust out women on what they do, comments like this come up because women have hive mentality. So they will naturally try to defend. I'm not saying, Tisha, you're doing that, but this is what most people do when they do that. Okay, the descriptions are most low value women. Most women are low value. Most men are low value. Most people you come across are low value. Because if everybody was high value, everybody would be living the life they want. There's a reason why there's only a certain small sector of people that live the life they want. And it's not just because, oh, the world is corrupt. It's because who's willing to put in the work to do what they need to do to get success? Everybody doesn't want to fucking follow their nutrition plan. They want to get the slim tummy teeth. So, yeah, and a lot of these women that try to play high value, meaning that, and they'll say high value is they have a job, a great job, and this, and that. A lot of those women that are high value on paper are low value in integrity.
Do you see what she just wrote right there? I got to raise my hands. There is a baby Jesus. Do you hear me? Baby Jesus. I'm talking about baby Jesus in the manger on Christmas, because birthday wasn't really in Christmas, but that's a whole nother teaching y'all ain't ready for. But do you see what she just wrote? I feel as a woman, women need to know our feminine roles. A lot of women don't even understand their feminine roles, yet alone know what it means. I think we can end right. We can. I wish I can put a ding, 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 put some claps on that, or put some whatever. Somebody got no shopping music or no church music. Like, that's it right there. She said, I feel. Let me say it and put my grandma preacher voice. Can I grab my preacher voice? Too bad I don't get my what do you call that? My voice. So what Tisha said right here. She said, read, brother. Okay. I feel as a woman, as women need to know our feminine roles. A lot of women don't even understand their feminine roles, yet alone know what it means. You preaching real good right now. So if women don't know their roles, what does that say about the men?
Yeah. And a lot of that is our fault. I'm going to say it's 50-50, because it's 50% because I think men have been oppressive, and I think men aren't being real masculine men. But I also think that women have penis envy and want to challenge men too much. And then they want to be like men. But then when they're like men, they don't want to be like men and want a real man to do the man thing. So they want to have their cake and eat it too. Feminism messed a lot of this up.
It's called a Diana complex.
Feminism made women unfeminine.
There you go. And I want you guys to look up, because we got less than 5 minutes, the Diana complex. The Diana complex. It is something that's quite interesting that we cannot touch upon here, because it would mess some of you women up and a lot of you men when you understand the Diana complex, because that is what's going on here in this community. What she just said is it's not part of Diana complex per se, but the Diana complex is what we are facing when women are in their striving in their masculinity and not in their femininity. It's called the Diana complex. So those who think I'm not educated or well spoken, or I don't study, I'm just a boy from St. Clair, from St. Clair, down the street from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Bone, 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 bone. I lived on 118th in St. Clair. They live in East 99. So that's down the street. Just want to say.
Hey.
They lived on East 99th. I lived on 118th in St. Clair. That's down the street. I was here when Eazy-E was here, when he came to the town. So I just want to say, I'm just that guy, that graduated from high school and did some college, and who was an autodidact. Go look that word up since you want to people, I'm an autodidact. Autodidact means self-taught. but I'm just I have to throw that out there just to say, so people.
Oh, real quick, when I was in college, I was very focused, and a lot of people weren't. So I rendezvous with a girl that I knew from like 10 years ago. I hadn't seen her in 10 years, and we chopped it up and all that. And she liked me and stuff. And I was asked, I was like, why did you like me? Like, you know what I mean? And she was like, well, I kind of feel like a lot of people were like lazy in college and stuff and kind of just on reject stuff. And I was kind of lazy too, she admitted, but you always had a backpack on and you were always low key. You always were like going to where you needed to go and came back. I didn't see that in a lot of guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what happens. They lack the focus. Red Sing the Blues. I like the new logo, man. That's what's up. Mommy of PBS.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cool little logo right there.
Yeah, mommy of PBS and that PBS.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I didn't hear you say that the first time. It is kind of PBS-ish.
Yeah, but it's cool because now it's going to correlate.
Pimping broadcasting system. I see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, so to Joe, hope this. If you have any more viewer requests, the best way to get it really popping, send that. Put some money down on your viewer request questions, and we would definitely get it cracking, lacking, and talking. This is Lawrence D. Adams, the one and only. Been here for years. Part before there was even a not MySpace, but a Manosphere. And I'm still out here telling these truths. That scripture again was Mark 6:4. A prophet receives no honor in his own hometown.
Keep dropping them quotes, bruh. That right there, dog, that was powerful, dude.
Oh, I got some. We would go down Proverbs.
You, in my opinion, you do what you want. But in my opinion, if you do this and regularly have Bible quotes to back up what you're saying that people might not know, bruh, because it just drives it home, dog. Like,
yeah, that Proverbs to tell you about dealing with a cantankerous woman. How you rather eat your lunch on top of the roof than to be in a house with a cantankerous woman. And it tells you how to avoid the woman of the night. That's all in one book called Proverbs. Then we don't want to talk about about Solomon, because he was throwing. You talk about somebody throwing that ism before there was a word ism. The book of Solomon. You're like two gazelles going up and down the hill. Your teeth are like ivory posts, and he was throwing that game to her. He was getting into that, as Steen the Dean saying, he was doing that yak in her ear. But this was before there was even a yak. This was back then. So I'm not here to debate whether the Bible is true or false or whatever like that. You make your own conclusions. I know where I stand at, but I am saying truth is truth no matter where it comes from. Hey, now that's what I thought about. Okay, now that I thought about it, yeah, it got the red pill PBS vibes, which is what I'm going for. Yep. Hey man, you guys have a good one. This is Lawrence D. Adams. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 sharp. We will hit it again. Take them gloves off. You say, wait a minute, he's full of energy now. I have to change up because y'all not used to. I've been too mellow, and Try met me in person, so he know how it really goes down. I'm far from just okay, guys. I'm far from like that.
Fact.
I got more. I run circles around many of people, and I pull them if I need to. This is Lawrence D. Adams. We're out. Trav, thank you for shooting up. See you tomorrow, 12:30. Get that lunchtime. Hey, y'all better hit that Cash App, man. I ain't got one ring-a-ling-a-ling, nothing. Y'all better. I know payday coming up. I know Christmas, but Santa definitely needs something in this sock over here. Hey, we out. Have a good one. Peace.